Got Jeffrey. How you doing?
Yes, how you doing?
Good.
Yes, I got a question. Do y'all believe that man is missing one rib?
No.
No?
Do you?
Yes.
You better go count them. Pick up an anatomy book, run your fingers down your ribs and count them, and you'll find that it's a bunch of crap. Even the creationist websites will point out to Christians and creationists, please stop using this argument that anybody can refute by standing a man and a woman next to each other and physically counting the ribs. You have the same number of ribs. There isn't one missing, and we don't have an extra, and they don't have an extra, and we're not missing one. It's basic anatomy.
Okay, and then you were saying that people that was saying that Jesus' mother and father, Mary and Joseph, was calling him the father, and you're leaving God out. Why did the angels cast down and tell Joseph to stay into the relationship because that was God's son? Wasn't Joseph going to leave Mary because he knew he never had sex with her?
I think you misunderstood what I was saying, and given the fact that you not only believe that we have an extra rib or are missing a rib, but believe that angels came down to talk to somebody, I don't know that we're ever going to find common ground, because recognizing your voice, you've called before asking why we're not electrocuted.
No, it's my first time calling.
Sorry?
It's my first time calling. It is. It's my first time seeing y'all. This is the reason
Under
why
this
I'm
name,
calling.
at least.
Okay.
Anyway, just to let the guy talk, dude. We got a whole show.
Go for it.
Somebody on a previous line, we were told on our screen here that from the control room that caller wanted to know what the point of the show was. One of the big points of us having this show is to fill an hour and a half. So,
well,
let's go on.
To make a correction to what we were talking about, when I was talking about the individual who said that Mary and Joseph were Jesus' parents, there is a problem within Christian theology that if you claim that Mary and Joseph are the parents, then you're removing God as the father of Jesus, which is a required element of Christian theology. You're eliminating the virgin birth. That wasn't, and it didn't have anything at all to do with whether or not Joseph stayed and acted as a parent after the conception.
Anything else, caller?
I misunderstood that. Say that again. I really did.
Okay. Generally, a Christian is not going to refer to Mary and Joseph as Jesus' parents, because that is an implicit denial of the virgin birth. That was my whole point.
Oh, I'm not denying the virgin birth. I'm not denying that at all.
And I didn't say you were.
I'm questioning why did the angels come down to keep Joseph into the
What
relationship?
angels?
Huh?
What angels? The angels in the story? In what spirit are you asking this question? We'd be happy to talk about the story and try to figure out why the writer would have put that in. But if you want us to, if you want to shoehorn in the assumption that therefore there are angels just because the book talks about them, then we're going to ask you to prove that there's angels, and we're off in that direction. So where do you want to go with this?
So you mean to tell me you believe in God, but you don't believe in angels?
We don't
believe in either
God.
of those. We don't believe in God. We're atheists. It's an atheist show, sir.
Virgin birth, then if you don't believe in God?
I didn't say I believed that the virgin birth was true. I said from the standpoint of Christian theology, you're not going to find generally Christians making the claim that Mary and Joseph were Jesus' parents, because that would deny the virgin birth. I don't think there was a virgin birth. In fact, I think it's scientifically impossible, which means it's an appeal to supernatural claims. And since I don't believe in anything supernatural, because there's absolutely no evidence in the entire history of humankind of anything supernatural occurring, there's no reason for me to believe that claim either.
So you believe in Pharaoh?
Pharaoh is a title that means...
Pharaoh didn't believe nothing Moses said. He denied, canceled everything out what Moses did with science. That's exactly what you're doing.
I'm not sure. Hang on,
So
because now this is important. You're making a claim about Pharaoh when it's obvious that you don't know anything about the story of Pharaoh. Because if you've read it, according to the Bible, and I don't believe any of this to be true, but since we're going to argue about what you believe, according to the Bible, the Pharaoh wanted to let Moses and his people go, but God specifically hardened his heart, violated his free will, and prevented him from doing it. Basically, God was having a pissing contest with himself to show off That's the story. So I don't know where you get this idea that Pharaoh didn't believe Moses and argued from science. Pharaoh had his own magicians who he had to duplicate some of the feats that Moses was doing. We're not talking about a man of science. We're not talking about somebody who disagreed with Moses. He was fearful. He was ready to give up and ready to concede that Moses' God was the true one. But God kept preventing him from doing it. Don't come telling me about Bible stories if you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
So you believe in the Big Bang Theory, huh?
I believe that the Big Bang Theory is the most reliable scientific explanation for origins that we have right now.
You're just a straight idiot.
Well, thanks.
See? Wasn't that worth waiting for?
You believe that Pharaoh was a man of
boy.
science, and I'm the idiot.
You're right. That was an important place to go. I forgot about the whole God hardens Pharaoh's heart thing, which, yeah, means that caller was full of it.
Well, I don't want to say he's full of it because I'm a straight idiot.
Oh, he was full of that.